Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Dad Bod Transformation Podcast. I'm your resident nutritionist and podcast host, John Kovaleski, and I'm here with one of our other resident coaches, Chris Murphy. Been waiting to do this podcast for a while, so Chris, welcome to the show.
Thanks, John. First up, I want to say thank you for inviting me on to the podcast and also to the group for making me resident coach. It's an honor. I just want to reach out and help as many guys as I can. You know, obviously, coming from my background, the way I started is pretty much I had to solve my own problem. So the problems that I solved myself, I figured that there's a lot of guys, middle-aged fathers, struggling to get themselves together, get their shit together. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse. I don't know if that's acceptable.
No, you're good.
But that's pretty much the way I roll, John.
Yeah.
But yeah, my aim now is pretty much to help guys, dads get back on top. You know, there is a lot of support out there for females, for women, and it doesn't seem to be as big for guys. And my aim is to try to break that, along with this amazing group that we're part of and we're coaches of. I think we're having a really strong impact.
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you, man, I've only been a member of the group for a few months, and you know, and Emil got a hold of me about being one of the resident coaches, and since I've taken a more active role in everything, it's just amazing the amount of support and everything that there is in the group.
Oh, the rate that the group has grown, it's rapid. You know, we're on a charge now. We want to hit 20,000 members for year 2020, and the way we're going, I think it's going to be achievable. I think it's, you know, it just shows the amount of guys that actually need the support out there, John, and you know. They're no longer sitting in the wings. They're stepping up and they're going to take action. So it's great. It's great to be part of.
Absolutely. Okay, so give us a little background on you. Just tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, well, pretty much as I said there in the intro, is I pretty much about 10 years ago I was a typical skinny fat dad. Okay, I worked in a different industry. I worked in the construction industry. I did that because obviously I was a young father. I dropped in, I went through college, I went into A-levels, and then I dropped out because obviously I became a young father. I realized I had to make money. So the easy option was to drop into construction. There was no necessary, you know, qualifications as such. You just went in, you learn the trade, 3 years, next thing you're qualified. So that's pretty much what I did. I built my own business out of that. I built my own construction firm out of that. And it was good, but it wasn't fulfilling, John. It wasn't for me. And from there, I pretty much raised my kids, got up to 11. I was like, right, I can't do this. I can't do this for the rest of my days. There's something else for me. I discovered, I was always into fitness. I was always intrigued by it. My cousins played sport. I don't know if you know the sport here in Ireland. It's football and like rugby, but we play. It's called Gaelic football. And my cousins play that at a very high level, highest level that you can play here in Ireland. And they introduced me into the gym because they were obviously big, fit guys, really strong, and I was intrigued by this.
Oh,
so for me, that's pretty much how I got into the gym. And then from there, I discovered a real passion. I mean, something was like unearthed in me. I was engrossed by how my body was changing, how my body felt, how the different types of foods were affecting my body, my sleep, my stress, everything. It came like a complete science to me, and I was totally engrossed. So from there, I took the chance. I went and I educated myself. I got into the precision nutrition was the first course I did. I then went and qualified as a fitness instructor, left it for a year or two, and then progressed on into doing my level 3 personal trainer and level 4 personal trainer, which at the time I was working with postnatal women. And so it was kind of unique. But again, it wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't what I wanted to do.
Right.
And then shortly after that, I just really developed, like guys were approaching me, guys after guys were approaching me because they seen what I was doing to my body. I was at like 30 years of age. I was in the best shape of my life at 30 years of age, the best condition I've ever been in my life.
Right.
And the guys who are around my age and were asking questions were really wanting to know how the hell I was doing this. So I just figured, right, this is what I need to be doing. I need to be serving these guys. I need to be solving my problem and helping them guys solve their problem.
Right.
If you can imagine me solving my problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I completely understand.
That's pretty much how I developed my own coaching business. I ran personal training. I had a gym, worked in the gym up until June 2018. Left the gym, moved everything online. I was serving more people, feeling very fulfilled. It was giving me more satisfaction. So for me, it's more about what I was getting from the coaching rather than not only my clients, but
right.
Yeah, but so I was getting a lot out of my coaching to what I was actually helping a lot of other guys do.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing, and it seems to be a common theme. I've interviewed a couple of the coaches now, and it seems to be a common theme among us that we do our own thing within our own lives and our own body, and it winds up becoming an obsession. You know, we build that passion, and then we want to help other people do the same.
Exactly. So for me, in my circumstance, when I was 29 years of age, I was becoming that. I actually have a photograph. These photographs, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah. Yep.
Like that I keep that. That is me up in my office. So I keep that as a daily reminder of what I don't want to be anymore.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So for me, the pain of how I felt about myself in that photograph drives me every day to do what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, so that's where the passion, it's pain or pleasure. You know, people will change to get away from the pain to obtain more pleasure. And that's exactly what it is about me. And every client that I work with, I make sure that I feel that from them. And if I don't, we're not going to get along. We're not going to be able to coach.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's pretty much where I come from.
Okay.
And that's what I'm about. And yeah, that's awesome. That's everything.
So now, all right. So I get the basic concepts of, you know, how you got involved and everything. And like I say, it seems to be a pretty common theme amongst all those coaches.
Yeah.
But now, as far as but our philosophies, you know, our training techniques and whatnot vary from coach to coach, which is completely normal. You know, I did a podcast yesterday with Matt Griffiths, and he comes
Big Matt.
Yes. And he comes from a background of strength and powerlifting, you know, as well as what he was doing in the military. So his training style is probably a little different than yours and probably a little different than mine. So what exactly, if you had to describe it, what exactly would you say is your training philosophy? How do you go about doing
well,
things?
first and foremost, John, it would be obviously for an appearance aspect. Okay, so everything about me, I come from a bodybuilding sort of background. It was very amateur bodybuilding. Obviously, I got into the game a bit late. I think my best years to compete at high levels were behind me, but considering that, I think I got myself in pretty decent shape. And so my philosophy would be obviously for purely aesthetics reasons to start with. That's what everyone starts with. Everyone goes to the gym because they don't like what they see. I don't care who they say, what they say. There might be certain other issues, you know, considering mental health and all the rest, but ultimately, I think everyone starts the gym because they don't like what they see in the mirror.
Sure.
So that would be the surface level of my philosophy, is to change how someone looks, because then it ciphers into, you know, how they feel about themselves. And then once they feel better about themselves, they're going to excel in their career. They're going to excel and reconnect with their partners. They're going to be an exceptional dad. You know, they're going to be the really standout guy. So what I try to do in the first, say, 8 weeks to 90 days of a program with a certain client is to really, really change how they look, how they physically look. So therefore, it opens up the whole avenue to absolutely transforming their life.
Yeah.
So my philosophy would obviously be, as first and foremost, aesthetically, you know, and then secondly, performance.
Right.
When I say performance, people think it's about performing in the gym. I mean for performance in life, in everything that they do. You know, they have to perform well as a father. They have to perform well as a partner, as a husband. They have to perform well as a boss, as a leader, as an employee, or whatever it might be.
Right.
So first and foremost, aesthetically, get them feeling better about themselves. Secondly, performance, getting performance. So you can see the surface level where they start, and then I like to while they're working on the surface level, I'm already digging in here. I'm already with them in
right.
here, trying to see where we're gonna make the biggest changes, the life change and the life altering change.
That's it. It's not about making a change for now. It's about making a lifestyle change.
Buddy, like
I say it over and over.
It's yes, buddy. It's common throughout the group. You know, guys are thinking where am I going wrong? What diet should we do? What training should we do? That's fair enough. They're still on the surface level.
Right.
But us as coaches, we understand. We actually understand the guys in the group better than they understand themselves.
Yeah, indeed. Yep. It's so many people think, well, if I just do this diet, I'll get these results and then I'll be good. Yeah. And you will for a period of time. You'll follow a workout protocol or you'll follow a dietary protocol and you'll get results for a time. But if you don't 100%. Change the underlying conditions that put you in a bad state to begin with, you're going to be right back in the same boat.
That's it. And again, I come from the philosophy of the only way you can make life-changing, habits and a lifestyle is that you burn the boats.
Yes.
That way you can't retreat. You can't. If you take that attitude that I'm giving this everything that I've got, everything that I've got, and I'm going to burn these boats, that means I can't get off this island.
Yep.
I can't retreat.
Yep. Yeah. Actually, one of my favorite mentors, Tony Robbins, he has a quote.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love
he says, if you want to take the island, burn the fucking boats. That's what he said.
That's exactly where I've heard that.
If you want to take it, you have to make sure that there is no way back. You've got only forward. That's the only way you have to go.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was another one, John, who's a big idol of mine.
Yes.
I'm sure he's an idol to the half of the world population.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah, he was another one. He says that he never had a plan B. Anything that he tried to do, he never had a plan B because that gave him the safety net. I would like to take on. I like to think along them terms that I don't think of what if it doesn't work. I like to think of how can I make this work.
Right.
And that simple mindset adjustment is the types of things that I work on with my clients. First and foremost, I get their mindset set properly that they can make the change.
Right.
Because the body can only do what the brain allows it.
Oh, absolutely. But here's the thing. Something else that not only Tony Robbins but other people have said is that what you look for, you're going to find. And what that means is if you are going into a new exercise program or a new dietary protocol and you're like, well, yeah, I know that I'm going to try this and I'm going to do it for 8 weeks or 12 weeks or whatever, and I might see a few results, but at the end of the day, it's not going to do me any good. I'm going to be right back where I was. If that is your mindset going in, that's what's going to happen. But if you put yourself in that place where you say, you know what, I'm going to jump into this 12-week program and I'm going to kick this thing's ass. And not only am I going to get results now, but I'm going to build lifestyle habits that will continue far past those 12 weeks.
Yeah. Like if you can think, John, you know this yourself, being a nutritionist of the group, a diet has a start and an end point.
Yes.
So if people are setting out on diets, they're already have the mindset of thinking, right, I have a starting point and I have an ending point.
Right.
Same with a training program. A training program can't last forever. So it has a start point, end point. But what I try to do with my clients, and I'm sure you're the same, and Matt and the rest of the guys.
Indeed.
We try to adjust that mindset away from start finish.
Yes.
We just try to adjust it to start.
Well,
there is no finish.
Yeah, there is no finish. It's a journey, and we're taking one step after another to get to where we want to be. But who says that by the time we get there aren't other places we want to see?
Exactly. Like the guys are coming on the group, like we have the skill sets. We've been down in the trenches. We've worked. We've done it. We know exactly what they're going through. But ultimately, I know I'm not finished. I've got coaches. I've got mentors.
Oh, yeah.
I need these guys to keep growing so that I can continue to get better and better. Because the minute that I stop wanting to get better is the day we die, John. It's the day we start to die.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly right. I have learned, just being a part of the group and paying attention to some of the content that Matt has put in the group and that you've put in the group and whatnot. I learn from you guys on a regular basis.
Absolutely. Like I'm constantly reading the guy. Every guy's posting there.
Yes.
So I like to, including yourself. I know there's going to be a lot of professional input that you're putting into the group. Same comes from Matt. But even the guys who are asking the questions, that to me, I'm learning off them guys.
Sure.
I'm constantly learning to see where they are in their journey, I feel I could offer advice to what they should be maybe doing next. There is so much conflicting information in the industry right now, and really people are overlooking the basics. The basics are the exact same things that have been around for 20 years, 40 years. And the reason they've been around that long is simply because they work.
Right.
That's what I feel is overlooking.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And so many people do it. Don't overcomplicate it. This is not rocket science, okay?
No.
If you want to lose weight, right? If you want to lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. If you want to put on size, you need to be in a caloric surplus. It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science, but how you implement that into someone's life, that's where it becomes difficult, because they think they have the shiny bod syndrome, where they maybe do something, they start something, then somebody over here is doing something different, but they look a little bit better.
Yeah.
Well, that would be what they're doing, because this guy looks this way because he's training this way.
Right.
And then, they're on a hamster wheel, and this continues to go round and round, and that's the guys that don't make any progress.
No.
Because they're plan hopping. They are constantly looking for alternative sources, thinking that they're going to skip corners and get to point B a lot quicker.
Right.
When actually what they should be doing is putting in the bloody work.
Yeah, exactly. There's no magic pill. There is no magic pill. No, and that's exactly what you were just talking about, is exactly that. People see, this guy must have the secret formula to get where I need to be, so I need to follow what he does.
Yeah, and if that guy was honest, and the guy who may be looking a bit better or whatever, if that guy was totally honest, he would turn around and say, well, I've been doing this type of training, I've been eating this type of way for 2 years now, 3 years now.
Right.
And that is why I look the way I do. I don't look around and say, oh, who's looking better and what way are you training and what supplements are you taking?
Right.
If the guy was honest, he would simply say, all I do is work. I work hard, and I'm consistent in everything that I do. That's why I look the way I do.
Yeah, I mean, I would be more inclined to look at somebody and say, what's your mindset? Because that's going to tell me more than what they're eating, how many reps they're doing of a particular exercise.
Exactly, buddy.
What's your mindset? Where did you put yourself in your mind to get you to the point where you want? That's the coach coming in, and you. That's your job as a coach. That's my job as a coach. We read between the lines. Yes, exactly.
We read between the lines. So if a guy's telling us one thing, we're automatically thinking, why is he saying that? Where's that coming from? And things like that. And that's where I would be coming from as a coach.
Right.
So,
I hear you.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. Okay. I have one other actual question for you, and it's the same one that I've asked the other coaches as well. If you could affect one thing.
I'm straight, John, by the way.
Huh? No, it's okay. Hey, you know what? So am I. On the third wife, 5 kids, 2 grandkids. Look, I'm as straight as that pen. Okay?
Sorry, guys, we just had to let you know. We had to let the viewers know that is a little private joke between all the coaches. We're all in a group. Yes. We've got our own private messenger group, and there's a wee joke that just flies around in there.
Yes, and we won't even talk about what was going on. We won't. And what was going on in the moderator chat last night. I woke up this morning, I looked at it, and I was absolutely scarred. I was like, I'm so glad I slept through that.
Me too. But there's never been a better time, and I'm glad of a time zone, the time scale difference.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. You missed the whole thing. It worked out.
Thankfully. Then.
Okay. So here's the question: if you could affect one thing about health and fitness on a global level, not just with your clients, but on a global level, if you had a global platform to work off of, and you could affect one thing about health and fitness, what would it be?
That's a good one, John. I've often thought about this, and obviously as a coach and as a business owner, I clearly do have a vision of what way I see things for me and my business. Whether it reaches on a global scale, that would be amazing. But honestly, it's all about the impact for me. If I could obviously cut through the BS that it's out there, close a lot of supplement companies down, I would basically want to give every father out there the opportunity to reach out and become equal to a lot of the other guys who are killing it and crushing it. I know a lot of guys, it's nearly like an ego thing, or it's like like guys can't reach out and ask for help because it's seen as being weak.
Yeah.
So I would want to put myself out there to be the guy that a lot of guys can reach out to and get that help, because we're not just talking about physical appearances. If things are spiraling out of control for a lot of guys, there's a lot of suicide. There's young men dying for no reason because they're not looking after their health. And that is something that I would like to help on a global scale. I would like for a lot of guys, especially guys, because I think there's a lot of support for women and mothers. And I think guys get left behind because it's seen as weak. We're men, we're butch, we don't ask for help. We just bury our heads in the sand and wait for the problems to go away. A lot of them problems don't go away, John, and they spiral out of control. There's a lot of divorce, there's a lot of depression, there's a lot of suicide, there's a lot of that stuff going on, and these are the areas that aren't really talked about.
Right.
And for me, this is what I would like to go into. Like we touched on through the interview or through our conversation, that on the surface level, it's all about how they see themselves.
Sure.
But beneath, if we can fix the internal problems, if we can dive in deep, that means guys have to get vulnerable. Of course it does. Yeah. Nobody likes getting vulnerable because it's, it unearths a lot of feelings.
Absolutely.
And being guys, we're not emotionally attached to our feelings the way women are. The way women can openly talk about their feelings and understand other women. I think to bring an impact like that to the world where guys can reach out and get that type of support, that is where I would see Chris Murphy being. That's what I could see me impacting the world in a positive way.
Absolutely. That's awesome, man. That's absolutely awesome. And I 100% agree with you. You're right about one thing that you touched on there. Men are looked on in society as, we don't have weaknesses, we don't have problems, we don't have all these things that bother us. And the fact of the matter is, it's not true. I myself have been going through it recently. It's pretty well known that I'm having some knee issues. I got to have a knee replacement. And I spoke on this the other day that I can't go back to the type of work I used to do anymore. Yeah. So that's what actually.
That's a big change.
Yeah, it is.
That's a huge change. That's going to have an effect on your feelings.
Everything. It has an effect on everything. I'm thinking about supporting my family, all these different things. So that was while, since I've been off work, it was when I decided to kick things into gear. I got my certification. I went through my certification program in a third of the time because I had already taught myself most of it trying to get healthy.
Did you burn the boats, John?
Oh yeah, I burnt the boats.
This is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I stood on a boat weighing 405 pounds and I burnt that sucker clean to the ground.
You burned it or you sank it?
Well, no, I burnt it. I was on the ground. If I'd have sank it at 405 pounds, I'd still probably be at the bottom of the water,
Wow.
But yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just
hats off to you.
Oh, no. Hats off to all you guys.
Like I say, just to touch on what we're saying, when guys don't reach out, guys like to feel significant in their own life, John. And the reason why be leaders of their family, their parents, not their parents are their leaders. They have to be, as parents, leaders. They have to be the supportive rock to their family, to their wife.
Right.
And when they're not, that is when they still pretend that they are.
Yeah.
When really they're spiraling. They're spiraling downwards.
Yeah.
And that for me is when to bring that awareness, to bring that, a place of where you can get help, where you can reach out and be like a lot of other guys who are actually killing the game, but were once where you started.
Right.
And that's pretty much what I would like to change in the world. And I think this group is massive. It is going to be huge towards that.
Yep, I agree. It's growing every day, and not only is it just growing in size, you see more and more people interacting.
Yeah, it is,
and it's actually becoming the brotherhood that we tout it to be. It's really cool.
Exactly that, buddy. And the main thing is that everyone in there is supportive. Me as a coach, you as a coach, you and I as friends. The Meal is amazing. What a guy!
Oh yeah, amazing guy.
Awesome dude. big Matt. I'm actually going to go over to Birmingham to see Matt, which is like a 45-minute flight for me.
Okay.
And we're going to share some food. That's if I get any, and Matt doesn't eat it all. And we are going to share some really nice red wine.
Yeah.
We're just going to talk, like, for being a father. We're just going to talk and hang out and be two guys talking about being fathers. That is what I value most.
Yeah.
That is what I value most, being a father.
Mm-hmm. First and foremost, man. Family first, always.
Always, yep. But
always. Everything else comes. You know, it's like they talk about, you know, for us coaches as we try to build our coaching businesses, you know, the fact of the matter is we're helping a lot of the people in the group and we're doing it for free. But we're in this to make money too. It's our careers. And as we build our businesses, what I have found in the people that I've been following and mentorships and whatnot that have been going on for me is I'm not focused on the money. I'm focused on helping as many people as I possibly can. Because if I do that, if I help as many people as I can, I won't have to worry about money. Money will come.
Correct, 100%, buddy. If you focus, remember what I think it's even Tony Robbins said, that it is what you focus on is what you become.
Exactly.
So if you're focused, like I'm focused on being the guy who makes an impact, I'm 100% like in support of guys earning money in what they do.
Right.
But more importantly, I am more about making impact.
Yeah.
As we say, I have a vision of what I want to do, and through this group, it's going to give me an avenue to hopefully try to achieve that.
Yep.
But it's all about making the impact. It's all about giving the guys another release, something that they've never had, something that hasn't been talked about or done in the last 15, 20 years. Things need to change for middle-aged men.
Absolutely.
And for me, it's all about making that impact.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I'm going to let you go, buddy. I sure am glad that you were able to take some time out of your schedule to sit down with me. We tried to do this the other day, and everything wasn't working out right. And as I've told people, I am new to this whole podcasting thing.
Yeah,
I'm playing around with different technologies and whatnot. So eventually we'll get it down. But thanks again for joining me. It was a great conversation, and I look forward to many more.
Everybody, and thank you for taking the time out and asking me to do this. It's been a pleasure just to get my message out a wee bit more. And like I say, anytime, buddy, we've got a round table to schedule.
Oh, yes.
And that's going to be a big event for the group.
Yeah, so everybody needs to look out for that. Can you imagine all of us coaches together talking and basically shooting the bull and a whole bunch of other stuff too?
Yeah, should be like we all have our different approaches to fitness and what it's about and everything. It's going to be really interesting to hear everyone else's view on that. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Okay,
looks like me and Matt are going to have to sit up pretty late and probably have a few red wines.
Yeah.
Waiting you guys.
Either that or us guys are going to have to get up real early. I'm not sure how it all works, but it doesn't matter. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. So, Chris, thanks again for being on the show, buddy, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thank you very much. Take it easy, John.
You too.